Hello there, Big Benedict here. We're playing Uncharted 2 Remastered on brutal difficulty. This is my guide and walkthrough for the aforementioned title and difficulty. We're currently on chapter 18 of 26. It is entitled Heart of Ice. So there is a lot more complex platforming in this chapter, and I don't know if you would call it puzzle solving. There's some things that require a bit of logical reasoning, but beyond that, it's just the standard platforming and scaling, which this company Naughty Dog does just absolutely brilliantly, because you stick to everything. You hardly ever fall off. Yes, there are minor issues with it, which they endeavored to fix in Uncharted 4, in which they I would say they largely succeeded at, but it's just another one of those chapters where there's, I think, one combat sequence. Up ahead, you don't have to interact with the point of interest. You can just head right over here, take a sharp right, and you're gonna pull the switch. And we're still with Tenzin. The next chapter is probably one of my favorite chapters. It just starts out, it's called Siege. So you can imagine it's all about just complete combat. It's so fucking fun. I love it. I love this game. How can you not? Every time I laugh when I play this game, and I smile. Can you ask for more when you play a game? I mean, that's all, man. That's all I care about. How can you not fucking love this game? Sorry for cursing twice already in the video, but it's such a well-made game, it's unbelievable, the accomplishment here. It's just absolute. I'm glad I didn't fall there. That was lucky. The level of accomplishment, it's paralleled by there's other games that I think are as good as this game, but man, oh man, it's good. But anyway, so we're just going to. I'm just trying to get you guys through the game. Folks who are watching a video like this probably are trying to figure out like where to go and what to do on this video. I think there's one point over here where I would die every time. So yeah, it was for some reason I died a couple times in this jump. You just die in random spots. Like you think you're all fine for a while, and then you just die. So it's just going to happen to you from time to time. You're going to aim a jump wrong, or you're not going to jump on the rope properly, or just something silly is going to happen. But believe me, by and large, things work mesmerizingly well on this game. I really... Here he goes. Big Benedict's going to talk about why there's not a center camera feature in this fucking game again. Well, I mean, why isn't there? I mean, I cannot understand why. It was in the first game. Like, is it just... I don't even want to think about it anymore. Just why the fuck... I'm sorry. I keep cursing in the video, and I apologize. I cannot... If somebody has any thoughts about that, please tell me. Because I don't understand why, if it's in the first game, I mean, there's enough buttons for it. R3 does nothing in this game. It does absolutely nothing. When you're pressing no other button and you just click in R3, nothing happens. So there could be a function for it. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. Sorry, now I said the F word like 4 times. I'm sorry, guys. It won't happen again. But anyway, so I'm just trying to get you guys through the game. I'm out to have fun. I'm a seeker of pleasure like everybody else is. I don't just play games. I work with my dad. I do e-commerce. We have a website. We also use eGay, which I've started calling eBay eGay, because I really hate it. They've gone downhill. It's like a shopping mall these days. I just don't like it. They rob you blind. I almost said the F word again. They just rob you blind with the seller fees. And if you're they can be reduced if you have good performance metrics, but it's just, you know, even then they still rob you blind. It's absolute highway robbery, and I've been a victim to highway robbery many times, you know. And I'm not talking about, you know, just being on a stagecoach and getting robbed at gunpoint, things like that. But I'm just kidding. I'm just talking about being taken advantage of, just travelers. When we were traveling across country last year, we were taken advantage. You know, you're always taken advantage of with exorbitant prices, things like that. But it's just really refreshing to play games like this, just because they're so well made, just incredibly fun. Where are we headed over here? At the end of the last video, I mentioned that this seemed like a Castlevania level, and it's mostly because of all the gears and the moving mechanisms and things like that, and the platforms that you're jumping onto. And anyway, so one of the reasons I mentioned Stagecoach is, against my better judgment, I watched a movie called Django Unchained, and the only reason I watched it was because it's Quentin Tarantino, and I love his work. I actually watched a pair of movies. I watched that, and I watched Rambo. I know Rambo's based on a novel. I don't know what actually happens in the novel, but have you seen Rambo? It's not really called Rambo. It's officially called First Blood. And then they started calling it Rambo 2 and Rambo 3, First Blood Part 2 and First Blood Part 3. So it's actually called the movie's called First Blood. So it's about this Vietnam veteran who comes back and tries to integrate into society, and has a really hard time because he can't find acceptance amongst his peers, and people don't understand all of the horrors and the shit that he went through. And I don't know if they may have played it up a little bit in the movie, but I can't, because Brian Dennehy's in the movie too. He passed away a while back, but I can't understand when John Rambo goes into the town, and he was kind of he was a little belligerent. I mean, the cop was belligerent too, but Rambo could have used a little bit of finesse to at least chill out and do what he was told. Like when they were trying to take his thumbprint, he didn't have to give them a hard time. He kind of sealed his own fate there. But the things that they did to him were just like sadistic. Like the first thing they did is they hit him from behind with a baton, and he fell over, and that would have hurt like hell. And then they tried to, they wanted to make him presentable to court, so they were trying to shave him. And this was after they had like hosed him down with a fire hose, for God's sakes. And then they take out not a safety razor, but like a straight blade, and they have like a whetting tool to sharpen the blade, and you could see the gleam of the blade. And like, who the hell uses a straight razor on somebody to shave their face? They just kick him and stuff, and it's just like, and it's not just one cop being sadistic. It's just like a group of people being sadistic. It's like it's so unnecessary to be so sadistic to somebody like that. It's just, even back in the day, man. But anyway, we've seen these guys before, and now you're seeing them again. When the pirate says that you can make a jump for it, then you can come up here. Don't worry about taking any weapons with you, because you're going to start out with just the crossbow in the next chapter. But that fight down there is just when they're not moving around too much, you just want to aim and shoot. But when they're trying to chase you and stuff like that, just use blind fire. I mean, not blind fire, but just run and gun mechanics that I was telling you guys about back in the bunker chapter. If not the bunker chapter, one of the other chapters when you're facing the monsters. Anyway, so now we're just going to use the gun to shoot the face of this enemy, and they give you a little moment of terror there because they put you to the near death screen, but as long as you shoot them as quickly as you can, you will be successful in fending off a possible death. And that has been chapter 18 of 26, guys. Heart of Ice. I will see you in the next chapter. It's a wonderful chapter. I love it. It's called Siege. So we're going to be under siege, guys. Take care.